the White House Correspondents Dinner was going to happen, be this hugely high-profile event. It was going to be a super spreader event. That was pretty obvious. That's probably why Fauci decided not to go. And it was then going to be centered in our conversation because all of these folks in the media were directly affected. We were going straight to this threat of having, people really say that this cost-benefit analysis of getting on with life is not, that's just not worth it. And so I think, first of all, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, as I've written in the past, is just an orgy of elitism. It is so distasteful and disgusting. It's especially disgusting from people who have mocked others who have made that cost-benefit analysis for a very long time. So, to get on with life as normal. But also, yes, I think this is hopefully, instead of, resurrecting any bad regulations or anything like that, emergency measures, this is a sign that we need to reconcile the fact with life has to go on. We cannot have the same levels of drug overdoses, overwhelmed rehab clinics, suicides. We cannot do that anymore. We need to get back into the rhythm of normal human life with the fact that COVID is extremely contagious. It manifests in severe ways in some people, not so severe ways in other people, and it is with us. So if this is part of that process, then it's constructive. If the sort of elites who are now directly affected by it use it to thrust us back to 2020, it will be very sad.
Yeah, I think that's the key. Look, people know what the risks are now. They can choose their own level of risk. Fauci said he didn't want to go to the event. That's fine. He did, of course, go to the brunch beforehand, which maybe it's somewhat less risky. Still was hugging and talking to a lot of people in close quarters. But anyway, sure, everyone can plan for their own risk. So I don't really care if these people wanted to do this. It's a ridiculous, embarrassing event, like you said, Emily. But they want to do this. It's fine. What I will be infuriated over if now this is used as justification for further restriction. Rebecca, how could these kinds of people, the people who go to this event, enjoy it, and catch COVID just like everyone expected them to, how could they possibly have any moral authority to proceed from this and bring back masking requirements or restrictions or vaccine requirements when they're happy to party when they want to, and then it seems like the rules are just for everyone else, I guess.
Yeah, if we Emily said it best, it's like an orgy of elitists, right? It doesn't matter where you are on the stance of COVID. The pandemic isn't over, but I understand that life has to go on. This is true, but these are the same people who were telling us to mask up, to stay protected, to get vaccinated. But when you're throwing these kind of events, it's not only these people who have access to health care, who can make sure that they get the best care as possible, even though COVID doesn't care about your pockets, but you have a better chance of going to the doctors and making sure you are living in a space where you are able to quarantine, right? Now, the people who are working the event is what I'm thinking about. Are these people thinking about them? These people who have money and who have access to healthcare and who can do whatever they want are the people who are at this event clearly. So they go without other people in mind. The people who were working in the event is what I'm thinking about, because those are the people that they say that they're fighting for, right? But in this party, they aren't thinking about those people. The servers who may not have the option to have sick leave with pay. Right? They're surrounded with people who are choosing to be maskless. And this is the only way that they may be able to get their income. Now, these are the same people who are at this event, who are throwing this event, who are a part of this event, who are saying they want to stand for, the constituents and the underpaid folks and the people who don't have access to health care. And now it's very hypocritical. But I think what we should understand is that the pandemic isn't over. In even recent months, this month, just a few days ago, it was showing that the cases are getting higher. So just keep in mind, as we're trying to, I guess these leaders need to keep in mind, as we're trying to get ourselves back to normality, which I don't think we will ever get to for real. But as we're trying to get back there, they need to be an example. But of course, because they got money in their pockets and they don't really care and they have access to things that other people won't as fast, they can do whatever they want.